Hey, good evening, everybody. Will from WC Review. I know it's been a little bit of time. It's been a minute since I've made any content. A lot going on in Old Willie's life, but I had some time tonight, and I wanted to go over a knife that I wish I had, but I don't. This was a loaner from my buddy Steve from Scotch and Things. I've seen this on his channel a lot. I've never ever handled one before, so I asked him, and of course he said sure, and proceeded to send me this very expensive knife. This knife being the Shirogorov F95T, I believe. I am not super knowledgeable about this. I don't have any paperwork or anything, but I do believe this is the Shirogorov F95T. And great knife. It's the size is excellent. The action is great. You could just see the precision on this knife. It's really, really incredible. It's got a big flat grind that goes all the way from the top to the bottom. You can see that signature Shirogorov pivot screw. And where is it? There it is. What is that, a bobcat? That's the symbol, his symbol. And of course, the milled titanium handle, which is very signature of this knife. Now, yeah, I just noticed this tonight. I believe that's the HRD, the whole back rolling detent, which I hadn't noticed. I did not touch it because it's not my knife. But the action on this, the detent is a little, every now and then it's very smooth, and then every once in a while it's like, it just won't come out. But there's nothing wrong with the knife at all. It's just, I don't know what it is, but sometimes it doesn't come out. And here's Lorenzo. Hi, Lorenz. So I just really, first of all, I wanted to thank Steve for being so cool. And I actually sent him one of my knives. I sent him a attention to detail, kind of a 2-knife set, but which he actually put up on his channel. And I really wanted to take time and talk about this knife. Let's do some comparisons. Let me back out a little bit. Because I really feel that this knife has, that's a weird angle, isn't it? I'm going to move the whole thing mid-video. Forgive me. There's Lorenz. Say hello. Okay, this is better. This knife, I guess the one thing I will say that's negative about this knife is the price. And in my opinion, like normally I would bug Steve. I'd say, hey, man, you want to trade this? Anything you got that I can give you? I'd give him 3 knives. I've always really wanted one. However, personally, I wouldn't drop the coin on this knife for this reason. There are other knives that are close enough to this knife, in my opinion, that I can get it for far less. So let's just say you can get this knife used $1,800. It's in the twos sometimes with this knife too. It's beautiful. I'm not saying it doesn't warrant that. I'm just saying I have my Herman Dragonfly here. Very, very similar. Now, this is a frame lock. This is a liner lock. It really is. It's a liner lock, but it's a high-end knife, this Herman. And actually, it's thicker. This is a thinner, more slicey knife. And this is thicker, but comes down to a very similar big flat grind edge. The action is, in my opinion, equal, if not better, than the Shiro. So that's one. And then the other knife, again, in all different colors, forgive me for shifting all over the place, is the Spartan Harsey knife, right? I mean, pretty damn similar. Now, this blade is very different from this blade, I will say that. This is a more, not as tall a blade, and the grind is just completely different. However, similar size, similar uses, but I'm just glad I got to handle this. This is an example of, let's say I really wanted it and I went out and bought it. I probably wouldn't have kept it because I just don't feel that this knife justifies 2 G's. However, I'm, again, so thankful and glad I got to handle it. The Shirogorov F95T. It's a badass knife. And if you've ever seen Steve's collection, it's stupid. Go to Scotch and Things and check out Steve's channel. And just watch his Strider collection, Medford collection, just stupid knives. I mean, he'll just say, "Oh, I didn't even know this was coming." He'll get a Praetorian tie and three Shirogorovs and a Norseman and a Rask. Oh, I forgot about those. But Steve is an awesome guy. Love him. And Steve, thank you so much. I'm busting your balls only because I'm jealous. But this is a knife. It's a good user. I mean, again, if you're going to buy a knife, you should use it. This is not a closet queen. And I can see that Steve's used this knife, as I would too, if it were mine. Very slicey, great slicey knife. I did a thing a while back talking about, application and blade geometry. And this knife is really good for a lot of things. And it's very strong. There's absolutely no blade play. And if you got the dough, I highly recommend it. If you don't, I think you could do damn close to this knife. If you look at Herman knives, if you look at Spartan Harsey knives, and really there's a bunch, but this style is something that I'm really falling in love with and looking for knives like this at a better price. But I am going to be returning this to Steve probably next week. And Steve, whenever you're ready, hang on to the A2D as long as you like. I want to get this back to you safe and sound. And again, thanks a lot. Guys, thanks for listening. Have a great night.